So, why is it important that we regulate our emotions? Hey, humans, Coach Nate here with another mindful focus to share with you today. I want to talk about the importance of self-regulating emotions. The importance of self-regulating emotions. While emotions are important, it is important for us to acknowledge, recognize, um, allow ourselves to experience, embrace, reflect, and in order to release them, uh, they at times can feel like herding cats. Not just herding cats, but herding cats on hot tin roofs, trying to um, manage all of those emotions that are all over the place that take us squirrel, in any direction. Again, it is healthy to allow ourselves to process our emotions, to acknowledge and process. The danger comes when we begin to dwell there, when we stay there too long, when we take up residence, when we allow that temporal state to become our reality, where we live, how we see everything, and then that then can make our view, our vision, the lens that we see everything through, it makes it not clear, cloudy. If we're in an anger emotion and everything, and we're deep, heavily embedded in it, then we're going to see everything through the lens of anger, and we're going to find things to be angry about, and more things are going to make us more angry, and it's just a snowball, and that's not a fun place to live unless you like being angry, which many people don't. So let's not do that. The same is true with sadness. The same is true with how we view how we think others view us. Judgment, how critical, how they're out to get me. Those types of things. So we don't want you to do that. That's There's a healthier way to manage emotions, self-regulate. One of those is mindfulness, and that is being aware of your emotions, acknowledging them, but refraining from judging yourself from having an emotion. You're human. You're going to experience things. You're going to have emotions. Things are going to. It's natural. It's unnatural not to. But it is natural to experience emotions. So acknowledging those and not suppressing them and pushing them aside and ignoring them, and then they rear their ugly head in the midst of something that where you don't want that to occur. And then don't refrain from judging yourself over having that emotion, over being human. Thank heavens you're human, not a robot, not someone who is incapable of emotions. That's a first step in that mindfulness. And then we want to identify the triggers that cause those emotions to come up in us. They may be events, they may be people. Did I mention people? Human behaviors of others who are in their emotions, who are dealing with their triggers, who are dealing with their issues very often. Places, things, whatever stirs up those emotions inside of us. If we can help, if we can focus on why am I feeling this way? Asking and understanding, I was fine a moment ago and then something changed. What was that? What happened here? We can tell when the temperature changes outside physically. We can tell when there's a smell in the room or it's difficult to breathe, on the physical, but in the mental. In the physical, if we start to smell smoke, we know there could be danger. I need to do something. When we practice that on the mental side, and when we sense a trigger, danger, that is going to negatively impact our mental health and well-being, and then make the appropriate changes, find the exit in a fire, take precautions, then we can be in a better place. that also helps us to separate the fact from the fiction. Is this really truly a imminent risk, a danger to me, or is it something that I've created in my mind because of the emotions that I'm having and experiencing, because of whatever triggered me to think that this is the way it's going to be, because it's the way it's always been. Whenever X happens, Y is the outcome. Is it real? Is it an actual risk, or a threat, or is it something that's in my mind? As I've talked in previous videos, we have a thought, we develop an emotion around that thought, and then that then turns into a action and a behavior. Dr. Caroline Leaf put that in her book, Who Switched Off My Brain. Our emotions are not our thoughts. Our thoughts can trigger our emotions. So you should experience your emotions in your heart. Respond with logic from your mind. Experience your emotions in your heart. Respond with logic from your mind. Very often, we find ourselves responding emotionally from our hearts, bypasses the logic. Human nature, that's not a judgment. That's simply something that we tend to do. In regulating our emotions, and we shift from the emotional response, which may not be, it may not serve you the best. It may put you further in harm's way. It may make the situation worse when you respond emotionally in an already challenging situation or environment. So our behaviors can be logic based, again, allowing ourselves to experience the emotion from our heart. And in that, it's easier said than done, Nate, absolutely. We have to find what steps work for you. Is it stepping away? Is it taking a walk? Is it breathing? Oxygen flowing through the body, heart, brain. There's lots of good things simply by breathing, taking a few moments. And there's many different breathing exercises that can help us to balance and level our emotions. Is it pausing for 10 seconds before we respond? I'm going to count to 10 before I say what I'm wanting to say, because you're not ready to hear what I have to say. How many times have you found yourself there? If you like me frequently. And well, what's the benefit of saying that? Making matters worse. Two wrongs don't make a right. So we have to. Is it thoughts of gratitude? Is it reading? Is it some music? Is it something, a positive distraction to help bring the emotion level down, to help logic increase? So we're regulating the emotions so they're not dominating our behaviors, our reactions, our interactions, but help us to understand how we feel and then navigate through things. The car has a gas and a brake. Shouldn't use them both at the same time. And emotions and logic can similarly be viewed as that. All gas in the wrong situation. There's a time to gun it. There's also a time to apply the brakes. And so those steps that work for you to help you navigate through could be detaching. I'm not tied to that. I'm not going to invest my emotions into that. Stepping away, walking away, reframing. It's not what they meant. That's based on something that I saw, felt, experienced in the past. Pivoting and shifting. There's many approaches we get to try. You should try all of them to find out which ones work best for you so that you know best how to self-regulate your emotions. Hope that makes sense. Just sharing some insights with you. Feel free to try them or toss them. Both answers can be correct, but which one is something only you can determine for yourself. If this resonates with you, if you like this content, please do give a like, subscribe, hit the notification bell so you know when I post additional content like this. If you feel this might resonate with someone, please share it with them so they can have the benefit of help with their mental health, similar to the way that you have here. And as always remember to let go, live now, and win.